Hey guys, continuing chapter 6, Iamblichus Exhortation to Philosophy text. As always, the point of all these videos is not to explain to you what is in the text. It's to motivate you to read the actual text. Because it's incredible, the actual text. This is like just a tiny little glimpse of how I understand each little bit of it. So chapter 6, next thing, I really like this part. Iamblichus says, let's have a look at how men spend their life. And so he says, what does a man do for material things? And there he gives a mythical analogy, which I don't remember exactly, so I will paraphrase it. The point is this. How much do men, by men of course we mean men and women, it's just that all these guys use the word man to describe a human. So how much money do we spend in pursuit of material things, such as physical things, wealth, fame, comforts for the body, and so forth? How much money do we spend? How much risk do we take in our life? How much time do we spend? For example, I wanted to buy a professional bicycle that I have, and it cost a lot of money. I spent a lot of time saving up for it. I did a lot of work to save up for it. I spent a lot of time researching and studying what kind of a bike to get, how to make sure it works properly, what do I have to do to look after it. Just for that little tiny bit, a professional bike, I spent a huge amount of effort, money, time, energy, just for that. And our lives are filled with material things for which we spend a huge amount of money. If we add all of this up, it essentially will spend the whole life in pursuit of material things. Either it's physical things, or it's trying to appear in a certain way in front of other people, so they consider us in a certain positive light, or it's trying to generate wealth, again for the purpose of acquisition of physical things or some kinds of experiences. So Iamblichus says, look how much effort we spend on those things. And now let's have a think. How much do we spend on development of wisdom and study of philosophy? And it is absolutely shocking, because for the most majority of people, it is absolutely nothing. And it would be fine if it was nothing, if wisdom was not a big thing. But as we're finding out, wisdom is the most important thing, because it influences everything else. It influences every little single thing that you do. Whether you do that thing for good and for your benefit, truly for the benefit of yourself, so that you, as a result, you feel healthier, happier, and better, or if you're somehow damaging yourself by using something or by applying yourself in a certain way. Wisdom is what protects you from damaging yourself, what makes the energy flow in a very good way, by changing your thoughts, by changing your behaviors, to be more in line with the higher principles of how everything is organized in the universe. And that is the study of philosophy. And how much effort do we spend on it? How much money have we spent this year on study of philosophy? In the last 10 years, how much money have we spent on it? How much time have we spent on it? How much energy have we spent on it? And Iamblichus says that in pursuit of material things, a man is often ready to risk his life. And it comes nowhere close that a man would be willing to risk his life for something like philosophy, when this is the most important thing, and this is just a result of something that is much, much higher, that we can grasp and absorb ourselves in. So I really like this analogy. It is a very powerful one. Because if I ask myself, how much time have I spent studying philosophy and developing wisdom? It is like a tiny little fraction compared to how much time I've spent on this. And then as a result, it is not surprising that I could be much, much happier, much more peaceful, much wiser if I have spent my time on this. And my work could have been much more powerful. I could have been much more effective in my work, and potentially even earned much more money, if that be the wish, if I was more wise. And that it's logical, it makes sense. So this is a very powerful thing. But again, remember, we're studying philosophy not for the sake of actions, as I explained in the previous videos, as the Iamblichus explains, but ideally for the sake of philosophy and wisdom. Then we go higher and higher and higher in it and acquire more and more wisdom. So, and then automatically philosophy will guide our actions anyway, by just flowing down. It is a very beautiful process, the way I see it. Thank you for your time. In the next video will be the sum up of that chapter and pretty much everything leading to that chapter, because this is what Iamblichus does towards the end of chapter 6. That's it. Thank you. Bye bye.